Welcome to our EPT Leaders meeting. It's great to see you all here. As you know, our vision as City Bible Forum is to reach the world through the workplace with the good news of Jesus. And so the way we're trying to do that is to see 1,000 inquirers reading the Bible with a Christian. And as a part of City Bible Forum, EPTs, evangelistic prayer teams, aim to see 500 people meeting Jesus in the pages of the Bible. So that's our chunk of those 1,000. We think we can do the 500. And last count, we were up to about 60 people. So that's a bit more than 10%. So we're on our way. So why this particular way? Why not through courses or through events or through inviting people to church? Well, we've picked this way in particular to focus on. There's nothing wrong with those other methods, but we've picked this way because it's concrete. It's something that we can see ourselves doing. In fact, it's not too much different from a lot of the things that we do as Christians in our day-to-day. Reading the Bible with someone. It's achievable. Each one of us knows at least one person who, if we were to ask them to read the Bible with us, they would say yes. The trick is knowing which one of those people, of the many people we know, is the one that would say yes. And in fact, many of us, there are more than 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 people that if we were to ask them to read through the Bible with us, or even read through a section of the Bible, perhaps a bit of the gospel, they would say yes. And again, it's finding those people in our friendship and colleagues group. It's flexible. There's a group, there's a couple who are reading through John's Gospel at the moment. Not a couple, there's 2 people. One is here in Brisbane and the other is over in London. They're childhood friends and they've reconnected over the internet and now they're reading through John's Gospel together. You can do it online, you can do it in pairs, you can do it in a small group, you can do it at a pub, you could do it at a cafe, you could do it in a break room perhaps even. There's lots of different ways that it can be done. Discipleship, many different ways of doing evangelism achieve different things, but the good thing about reading the Bible with someone is it looks more like discipleship than it looks like standing on a soapbox and preaching in a square. Because week in, week out, people can see your character, they see who you are, and they see how trusting in Jesus makes a difference to your lives. In a post-Christian culture, inviting someone to church can be difficult. Having them come and even hearing a speaker in a public place or public room can be hard too. But sitting down in a cafe or even in their own space and reading through a gospel with them is something that fits well with our post-Christian culture. Furthermore, it's how we know God works. We know that God loves to work by his word through his Spirit. That's how he made all things. That's how he's going to make the new creation. That's how he's remade us in the image of his Son. And that's how we know people come to know and trust in the Lord Jesus, by reading the word and as the Spirit acts in that space. It also leads to better events. So our experience here in Brisbane has been that a number of years ago, we ran an event in a pub, great location, great speaker, Sam Chan. We had great food, great ambience, but we only had 8 people come along, of whom mostly were Christian or close to it. It was a bit of a abysmal, sort of disappointing night. And then 3 years later, we ran another event, this time in the morning in another area of Brisbane, and we had 80 people there, a big chunk of whom weren't Christian. The difference, we spent those 3 years helping people linked with City Bible Forum to focus in on reading the Bible, reading through a gospel with their people. which means that you're reading the Bible with someone and an event comes along, you've got a ready-made person to invite. Or if you've invited people to read the Bible with you in the past, then it's not weird or strange for them to come along to an event. It makes those events happen well. So again, lots of different ways you could be introducing people to Jesus, but this is the way that we've chosen to go for those reasons. How we get there is by training each other in our EPTs. A little bit over a long time goes a long way, is the philosophy. And so we look at the 4 C's over the year: conviction, character, competence, and courage, to try and help each other get to the point where we can invite someone to have a look at Jesus with us, though it's not far away from any one of us. To help us out, Andrew Laird has agreed to come along and share with us why character is so important. So over to you, Andrew.